Imagine you have a secret, like a really, really big secret. One that if people found out, it would literally change your life forever.
This is exactly where we find our main characters in our pitch for next year's season of shows. Bear, a pop opera by Damon Interbartolo and John Hartmere, is a rock musical featuring 5 characters, 12 total named characters, 6 male and 6 female, and room for an ensemble to 3 to 5 dancers.
Our 2 main characters, Jason and Peter, share a big secret. They are in love.
The show opens in the middle of Mass when Peter's fast asleep. He's haunted in his dreams by his fears of people finding out about his sexuality and then ostracizing him for it.
Awake from his nightmare, we get to meet the real Peter and his hot jock overachieving boyfriend Jason. Their love and chemistry is largely evident, but is kept hidden from the public.
In the first act of our show, we spend some time getting to know our characters and their relationships to one another. This includes a comedic rap about party drugs, a trip to a rave, a penis-themed birthday party, and constant religious performatism.
We meet Nadia, Jason's pudgy twin sister who hides her mental illness behind cynicism and sarcasm. We also meet her rival Ivy, the beautiful it girl, who hides her insecurities behind a flawless facade and her need for male validation. Lastly, we follow the always second best Matt, who hides his jealousy towards Jason and his love of Ivy behind his pious and self-righteous nature.
As the show progresses, Jason and Peter's relationship dwindles as they keep coming back to the same problem. Peter is desperate to go public, but Jason insists their love is best kept secret.
Act 1 wraps with the kids heading home for spring break. Now the fun part's over and we're on to Act 2, and like any other musical, this is when everything goes to shit.
Peter desperately tries to come out to his mom, but she doesn't let him get a word in. The message is still received though, and now she's forced to face with this truth that she's been trying to avoid for so long.
To make the matters all the more complicated, Jason gets Ivy pregnant. In a big public scene, Matt, in a desperate and last attempt to get Ivy, he outs Peter and Jason as a couple, and Jason's now completely bare, with all his secrets revealed for everyone to see.
He lets his guard down for the first time in a heart-wrenching prayer to God, and also seemingly to Peter. He tries to find solace in the priest, but is only told to focus on other things.
As his world seems to crumble down around him, Jason takes a deadly amount of pills before the curtain opens on their school's production of Romeo and Juliet. In the middle of his performance, he dies. His end is shocking and abrupt, one that reminds us that tomorrow isn't promised for anyone, not even the most promising of youth.
The show ends at Jason's funeral, where each character reflects on the sudden and massive change they face and the unknowns that lie ahead of them.
One of the great things about this show is the relatability of it. Whether you're a queer person with a religious background like Peter or Jason, someone who struggles with mental health like Nadia, or someone who has trouble valuing themselves like Ivy, there will be something you can relate to.
The theme for next season is a new world, and we believe that this is exactly what the show is begging for. As seniors, these characters are all in a very transitional period of their lives. Their lives seem to be their whole world and one that they're trying desperately to get out of. They all long for a new world where they can love and be loved unconditionally.
As for finances, we don't predict the show being too pricey. Our largest expense is expected to be the rights to the show and the music. This is estimated to be around $1,200 and $3,000.
Other than that, sets and costumes will be very minimal. We want to create a very intimate vibe with this show, and we believe it'll be best achieved using dim and colored lights, a fog machine or two maybe, and minimal sets. We want the focus to be primarily on the actors.
A majority of our props, sets, and costumes can be easily provided by objects our cast and crew will already have at home.
We plan to make use of the materials already provided to us by the school. Other than that, we would like to build 2 or 3 periactoid panels with hinges that can be used to create an environment and isolate parts of the stage when needed. We expect to make the combined budget for sets, props, and costumes around $350, providing us a little bit of wiggle room.
Any technical elements that we need, such as lights and mics, are provided for us with the stage. Do note that this show contains a couple special conditions, including drug use, suicide, sex, and minor combat. The combat, however, is nothing fancy or even choreographed, as it's only shown in students' rehearsal, so cheap fake swords will do the trick.
Sky and I would like to attach ourselves as performers. We don't want to attach ourselves as specific characters, as we believe the chemistry between actors is really important for this show. So who we ourselves will specifically play will depend on who auditions for us.
I would love to get the opportunity to direct this. I've been studying this show for 3+ years now, and I really think it would be perfect for our school. It would be a great display of the talents of our musical theater, acting, and dance departments. I have off-Broadway credits, which is something I love to brag about, personally, and I have experience directing shorts with Kyle, so I know the two of us work really well together.
I would love to step in and be the assistant director. I've directed 3 plays and have stage managed multiple shows. I also have a deep connection to the material, so I can help bring authenticity to this project. Sky and I's hard work has been recognized by Matthew Schaefer after we produced a musical short in just under 3 weeks.
I believe I could offer a lot as co-choreographer on this project. I have experience in 16 years of all dance styles, as well as teaching and choreographing musical theater cabarets. My experience in musical theater, dance, and jazz mixed with Maddie's knack for ballet and contemporary style will cover the array of all the dances included in this musical theater show.
I believe that me and Kelly will make a great team as choreographers for this project. I've been dancing for 17 years, specializing a lot in ballet and contemporary. And in the past, I've choreographed dances for my school and my old dance studio. I've also written and directed my own play in the past, so I'm happy to offer any assistance needed.
This musical was really life-changing for me. Witnessing Jason's sad story play out on the stage was like a big slap in the face. After watching the show, I finally understood that my life, my happiness, is in my own hands, and I'm never going to truly be happy if I'm always living for other people and suppressing my true self. Since then, I've just been desperate to share this revelation with as many other people as I can reach.
This show focuses on what's hidden and what's not often talked about. People who struggle with the same things as our characters often feel isolated with their pain. So seeing what's hidden portrayed on the stage in this rock opera makes even one more viewer feel seen and represented. Our goal with this musical would be achieved.